In the eighth lecture, we are going to study the second example of a blood and tissue parasite, which is Trypanosoma. There are two types of Trypanosomas that cause African sleeping sickness, مرض النوم الأفريقي. The Trypanosoma brucei and the Trypanosoma brucei rhodesiense, and they are parasitized on human body fluids such as blood, lymph, and cerebrospinal fluid. The infection is transmitted from one person to another through the carrier host at tsetse fly of the genus Glossina species. First, Trypanosoma gambiense, as shown in figure 15, is transmitted by Glossina palpalis, and the reservoir host of this species are goats, cows, and pigs. It leads to a less chronic disease than is caused by Trypanosoma rhodesiense, and may last for several years, and it spreads in the West Africa. As you see, this is Glossina palpalis, this is Trypanosoma gambiense, and these are Trypanosoma gambiense to blood fin. Second subspecies, Trypanosoma brucei rhodesiense, transmitted by Glossina morastanis. The reservoir hosts of this species are the domesticated and wild cattle. It causes quick, rapid infection that leads to death in about a year, and it spreads in East and Southern Africa. Morphology. In the blood and cerebrospinal fluids appears in various forms, with long thin, short, medium, or long shape, with flagellum or no flagellum, but its typical shape appears to be spindle of 15 to 30 microns long and between 1.5 to 3.5 micron. The structure of the parasite appears clear after fixation and staining with gips. The nucleus looks like huge roundabout located near the middle of the body. The flagellum origin appears obvious at the back of the body, and it connects to the body through or with undulating membrane. This is undulating membrane that continues. The cytoplasm contains granules called volatile granules as a food reservoir. This is the nucleus, this is undulating membrane, this is flagella. As you see, the flagellum arises in the posterior region of the body. Of course, this is single cell protozoan Trypanosoma gambiense. Life cycle. Tsetse fly will suck human blood containing trypanosomes that pass to the midgut. They multiply within 4 days to form cratidial forms. Within 10 days, the gut will be full of cratidial forms that change to form long stages of proventricular. Within 20 days, the organism will reach to metacyclic trypanosoma, which is infective stage. Incubation period in a human about 2 weeks. Incubation period is the time between infection and appearance of symptoms. Symptoms. The disease develops in 2 stages: spreading the parasite in blood and invasion of lymph nodes. Second stage, spreading of trypanosomes in the central nervous system. بيبدأ تنتشر تريبانوسوما في الجملة العصبية أو الجهاز العصبي. The infection begins with emergence of an inflammatory swelling in the place of the bite of insects in the form of small boil, which soon becomes ulcerated and called trypanosoma chancre, not long to disappear within a week or 2 weeks. The patient suffers during the spread of trypanosomas in blood from intermittent fever, sweating, general exhaustion, nerve pain, and insomnia. Rash may appear in bodies of white patients. After several days, the parasite sweeps the lymph nodes and leads to its malaise and hypertrophy. This is evident in the neck area of the human, main characteristic feature of the disease. Both the liver and spleen are enlarged, and symptoms of myocardial infarction appear in the patient. This indicates the speed of the heart palpitations and high pressure. The patient with the trypanosoma deficiency may die of a heart disease at this time before the onset of neurological manifestations. ممكن يموت في علة في القلب قبل ما تبدأ مظاهر مرض النوم في الجهاز العصبي. The symptoms of the disease start to be clear when the parasite sweeps the central nervous system, where the patient is indifferent as it seems lazy, inactive, sleepy, and mental decline, and manifestations of nerve shows trembling of tongue and fingers, also swinging during walking, shaking feet and legs. طبعا هذه they are the symptoms of real sleeping sickness disease. The symptoms: the patient appears lazy, inactive, sleepy, and mental decline. Manifestation of nerves shows trembling of tongue, رجفان في اللسان and fingers, and also swinging during walking, ترنح أثناء المشي, shaking feet and legs. Death occurs as a result of poor nutrition, meningitis, inflammation of brain and spinal cord, and subarachnoid hemorrhage, and other complications of disease occur. The consequences of sleep sickness are not caused by mechanical effect caused by the parasite, but are caused by the output of the parasite, such as enzymes, lipids, and metabolic products. Diagnosis: in the first stage of the disease depends on the examination of specimens of trypanosomal chancre or lymph nodes or peripheral blood. The next stage of the disease, in which the parasite invades the central nervous system, depends on the examination of samples of cerebrospinal fluid. Epidemiology and prevention. Sleep disease, sleepiness. The African sleeping sickness disease spreads in tropical Africa, and it's confined to areas where there is tsetse fly, especially the species of the fly. And as a rule, the spread of Gambian sleeping sickness extends in the form of pill على شكل حزام that include West Africa such as Senegal, Nigeria, and Angola. The area of spread of rhodesian sleeping sickness includes Central and Eastern Africa continents such as Zambia, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, and Southern Sudan. So the Gambian species spread in West Africa, while rhodesiensis spread in East Africa. Prevention may be individualized with regard to the use of preventive medical drugs to prevent the disease, or in general to stop the transmission of the disease, including the control of vector insects that carry the disease, or sterilization of male تعقيم الذكور with radioactive isotopes or chemicals, and then release them to nature to fertilize the females, in addition to the epidemiological surveillance and treatment of patients. There are 4 registered drugs for treatment of sleeping sickness are provided free by Sulfo-Avent's company to countries where the disease is endemic. These are pentomidine, melarsoprol, and eflornithine, and the 4th drug is saramine, provided by Bayer AG company. These are, but the most common drugs, pentomidine and saramine. These are very effective against trypanosoma.